Alright, welcome back, and today we'll be taking a little look at uh, Super C, Super C, or Super Contra, or Contra 2, which I'll probably interchangeably mix them accidentally throughout the whole thing, but what can you do? So I finished this a few months back, so forgive me if my memory isn't perfect on this, and I didn't play through as many times as Contra 1, but I suppose quickly I will say Contra 1, well, I did it already, but last time, genuinely a game that I played for the first time all the way through recently, and like this year, and it's virtually, as far as I'm concerned, with no nostalgia, no memory playing except for like the first level, maybe the second level, and then just being like, I don't want to go through it again, done. I genuinely consider it to be a near flawless masterpiece. The only problem I think it has with the is some of the boss fights can be repetitive, but other than that, it is virtually perfect as a game. It holds up to like 30, 40 years of hype, and I can easily consider it one of my top 5, top 10 easily NES games ever. It's so good. I'm not gonna say is, but it wouldn't be out of the question to be in my top, to at least be a contender for top 10 games ever. If I was like writing out a list of stuff I would consider, like, oh, I'd write out everything that might be on it, which is how I would start. It would at least be in that list. So that should say a lot. Super C. I know some people do like it better, but I still can't go that far. So far, Contra 1 is still my favourite out of the two. I've played more since then, but in terms of this timeline. So we'll start off. It When you get in, you'll notice very quickly it is exactly the same in a lot of ways as Contra 1, which makes sense. It's probably developed or made like a year later for the exact same system, whether it be NES or arcade. It controls, it operates literally the same. The way you shoot, the way you move, the way you jump, the way it looks. There might be some subtle differences to somebody who plays a lot more running gun and kind of side scrolling shooters and notice. It's not a genre I'm that into. I only got really a little bit into it in the last year or so. So maybe that's just me. It's the same left to right, shoot some enemies, a level at the end of a boss, you fight a boss at the end of the level, and along the way you collect some power ups. Most of them are the same, they operate the same. The fireball is a bit different. I think you have no. Yeah, the fireball instead looks like going like that now. It shoots like a spread of 4 fireballs. Everything else is the same. The spreader shoots a spread of your shots, which is still. Actually, I would say the spreader isn't. It's still the best, like in Contra 1, but it's not like the only good one. There are times where other weapons are better. You have a laser, which is just kind of a stronger forward shot. I guess it goes a bit longer. And of course, your rapid fire, which can be combined with other power ups to make it go faster. And I suppose the only real big difference to this and Contra 1 is instead of having like the forward facing levels, which are not really first person, but like just forward facing, you have more of a top down level now. Kind of in the style of a Carry Warriors or something like that, or I suppose more prominent examples like Dead Nation, Alienation, Hades, that kind of top down style. And there's only, actually, I think there's only one of them, if I'm remembering right. I also think it might be easier than Contra 1, but it's kind of hard to tell. Like I said, with Contra 1, I played through it, and I had to play through it multiple times to get back to where I was when I was starting to record, because I do it week after week. And then after that, I played through it again. I think I got to loop 3, because the game keeps looping after you finish the last boss, and I attempted many times to do a no-hit run. I've gotten to level 7 without getting hit. I can't get past that boss without getting hit, and I kind of lost track after that. I lost motivation. So I had a lot more practice at the style of Contra. Like I said, they control the same, so I had a lot more practice. I'm not sure if it was easier or if it's just because more practice. I've been at both. One other difference, and one thing I do think this game, the one thing it has over Contra 1. Sorry, I lose track where I am. The bosses in this game are leaps and bounds better. One, every single fight except for one. It's not like Contra 1 where all of the fights except one are glorified turrets. That was my only closer complaint with Contra 1 is that every fight seemed to come down to that. Something up here to shoot, it goes poo, 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 and that's the entire fight. Every fucking fight except for one. In this, you go from a helicopter to a spider tank to a weird thing. It's like 8 arms or something, pipe kind of things. They go like this one, this one, this one, this one. You have to dodge them right. The boss fights in this game are significantly more fun. I'm not gonna. I don't know if I'll show it, but the boss in level 7 or 8, I can't remember which one. One of the coolest things I've ever seen in my life. One of the biggest negatives about this game, however, it starts a trend that in the Contra games I've played since, I've so far after this played three and the Game Boy one, and it starts an awful trend where no matter how many levels you do, I swear, ever since the start of level 1 in Super C up to like the end of Contra and the Game Boy Color, every second, every couple of seconds, you're shooting forward, going forward, enjoy yourself going like this, like coming across like this, making your way through the level, and then up, enemy from behind, bang, enemy from behind, bang. Constantly from the start of this game to the end of the last one I played, constantly. Having fun, shooting forward, running gun, fast. Every few seconds. It never fucking lets up. And I fucking hate it. I don't know why. I don't know why it bugs me so much. It's just it feels like it hurts the flow of the game for me, and it's just really annoying when you're from something from the because something shot you from the back when you're trying to get something to the front, and it wouldn't be so bad if it was like a semi-consistent thing, if it was just some levels or some parts of levels, but no. Three Contra games, I swear, from the start of this to the end of Game Boy Color, three games, never lets up. Also, upon further checking, I was wrong about the one top down level. The one I was meant to be one of the coolest bosses ever is actually in the second top down level. In some of the levels, this stuff really does affect you more. The whole enemies come from behind thing. Like, I think it was like level 5 or 6. You're kind of going down and then down that way, down diagonally down, and every once in a while there's an enemy here. He takes a few more hits to kill. It's like a blob, and you have to shoot at a good bunch. But every few seconds, and you're like this close to the wall. Wait, we'll try to get it right. We're like this close to the wall, and then enemy will just go boom, and you're gone. Again, like Contra one hit kills. In one of the final levels, some crazy stuff starts going. Like the ceiling is coming down. There's like five things trying to get you, and you have to be so precise. And if you're not ready for things to just mind, like I'm gonna try to shoot, oh, gone. And unlike Contra One, the last level wasn't like a cakewalk compared to everything else. It was actually a decent, more variety, more stuff going on. The last boss was way cooler. I won't show it, but I don't even know what to describe it as. It was like a face with claws coming out of its mouth. It was like a Cthulhu head. I don't know what you call it, but metal. I hope that teases you enough. But really, there's not a ton to say about it because a lot of what I could say was in Contra 1. You get a life every once in a while from extra score. The Konami code is still a thing, of course. I'm pretty sure it will give you 30 lives again. I never use that. I don't know. I don't know if I even checked. So I guess the best way to describe it is I really think I say Contra 1 is virtually flawless. I think it would be an absolutely perfect game if it had the bosses from if you could replace the bosses with this and have the levels in Contra 1, because I think the levels in Contra 1 are way more iconic and fun. Just like I said, I when I finished that game, I was like, okay, do it again for fun, and again, attempt a no hit run, and I tried it like so many times. I played a good hours of this. When I finished Super C, I was done. I had no interest in going for a fucking no hit run because some of the levels are, especially with the enemies constantly coming from behind you, are fucking insane. Sometimes I might get to like level 3 without getting hit, but oh, and I swear the amount of spreaders are way toned down. It feels like there's certain levels they don't want you to have the spreader because it'll be easier, so they just have none. And level 3, oh, it never fucking ended. Like there was a mini, I mentioned like a spider tank thing. That was like the halfway point, with no checkpoints, and oh, it's all coming back to me. After you beat the boss, you're running forward, and the level starts falling. And look, this is in a way predictable, but it's very more predictable after you know what you're doing and have you done it once. And that's not what I like about Contra. I like how theoretically, I feel like you could get through the entire Contra One, the entire thing without winning one hit. Now, is anyone going to do it in the first go? God no, of course not. But you could actually see how if somebody knew enough about these kind of games, they could. Super C, no. 90% you're probably not. It's like less of a chance, and because of some little bullshit like that, a trend that will become significantly more prominent. When I talk about Contra 3, oh, you will hear about it. But overall, really good game. I really enjoyed it. Not to level of Contra 1, but what not much is. I give Contra 1 an easy unreserved 10 out of 10. Despite having less than great boss fights, I'm pretty sure I gave it 10 out of 10. If it wasn't, it was definitely at least a 9. Super C, I'll give a 7. Because while I had better bosses, the levels are what 90% of your time is going to be. The boss is like a 20-second fight at the end, maybe 30 seconds. The levels themselves, while they're short if you know what you're doing, they're longer. So overall, 7 out of 10 seems, I think a 7 seems fair. Yeah, thank you for watching. Let me know what you think of Super C compared to Contra 1. Are you in agreement that Contra 1 is a pretty much perfect game? I genuinely wish if they could, like I'm saying, if they could have like a split, kind of cropped version, take the bosses from this, put them into Contra 1, perfect, 11 out of 10 game. As if that game could get any better, that's the only thing you can make better. Better bosses, better variety. But yeah, sorry if I was a bit scattered. It's been a few months since I played it, and I only played it once. And it took me less attempts to get through it all, so I didn't have to play through levels as many times as the first game, but it frustrated me a lot more, I think. Yeah, see you for the next one, which most likely will be Contra 3. Which, I'll spoil a little bit. I'm not in agreement with the high scores or how everyone seems to think it's the best one. Not even close. See you then.